Jamal Lascelles, Carl Darlow, and you're watching Newcastle Fans TV.
Hello Newcastle Fans TV, welcome to the preview which is Newcastle versus Rotherham at St James's Park, which is on Saturday. So we'll be coming up in a second, we'll be getting on the whiteboard and having a look at Newcastle in a moment. There's no sub-video this week, I'm going to put that in the review. I'm just trying something different. So let's have a look at Rotherham. First of all, we'll have a chat about them. So let's have a look at the last 6 fixtures on the screen now for you. So now if you look at their fixtures, you have the standout one there clearly is obviously the Norwich win there. But you'll actually see there that the defeat against Oxford in the FA Cup, who we've actually got in the FA Cup, so they're causing upset, and they're at home as well. They got beat off Oxford. Leeds got beat off Leeds 3-0 away defeats, which it's a hard place to go for a team like Rotherham in the Yorkshire Derby. They got beat off Burton at home 2-1. And also they did beat Wigan 3-2, if I can get my words out. But they also suffered a defeat against Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. So they've only scored 8 goals in the last 6 games. They've conceded a 12, which is an average on 2 out of every game, which is quite high. 6 points from the last 5 league fixtures if we take the FA Cup tie out of that. The top scorer is Danny Ward, who didn't actually start last game. And Rotherham at the moment, if we have a look at the league table there, Rotherham in 24th position, so they're kind of struggling at the moment, just on 16 points. And they're also a whopping 9 points from safety, so seem to be struggling a little bit, don't they? They look doomed, don't they, unless something drastically changes. They have had a couple of transfer changes. Greg Holford's left for Cardiff recently. Issa Brown, who plays for Chelsea, he's now been loaned to Huddersfield. But they have brought Richard O'Donnell in from Bristol City because Lee Camp's injured for the rest of the season, so we might see him come in goal for price potentially on the weekend as well. The last lineups that we'll have a look at on screen for you now, their last lineups, how they set up. I think there will be a couple of changes in this, but they went with Price in goal. They had a back four, Fisher, Broadfoot, Wood, Matic. They had 2 defensive midfielders, which was Volks and Smallwood. And then they had 3 attacking midfielders in Ford, Adeyemi, Newell, and it was Yates up top. Strength that Rotherham have are through balls, so they do create a lot of through balls, create chances. They're not scared to have a long shot, you know, so you will expect to see Rotherham having a few pot shots as well. They've got quite a few weaknesses, obviously bottom of the league, you know. They give daft free kicks away, aerial battles, keeping possession they struggle with, defending against the wings, defending through balls, defending against individual talent. They're not very great at protecting the lead as well, defending long shots, defending counter-attacks, set pieces as well, and they're not great defenders, so they've got quite a few weaknesses. The style how Rotherham's set up, how Warren sets them up, they do create, they'll do long balls, so they'll hit it long if they have to. They'll take a lot of shots on sight. They like to get the balls into the box. They're very aggressive, and they're also quite comfortable playing in their own half. I do feel that Rotherham will sit quite to back against Newcastle. Speaking of Newcastle, let's get on the whiteboard. Right, okay then, so I've got the Newcastle squad behind me. Let me get out the way and run you through it. And so there is going to be a lot of changes from, obviously, the cup game on midweek. So Darlow will come back in goal. I think Yedlin will keep his position at right back. Lascelles and Clark will come back in and partner each other. I think Paul Dummett's guaranteed to come back in. Matt Ritchie to continue on the right. I think Hayden will come in because he come off the bench just to see what his injury was like against Birmingham. So I think he's going to be fine. Shelvey will continue outstanding against Birmingham midweek. I think Colback will be on the bench. Gouffran left midfield. Perez will come in the 10 and Murphy up top on his own with support Perez. But I wouldn't be too surprised, you know, if Gouffran plays in the number 10, because he has asked and he scored playing up top the other night. All you can do with your strikers is when you play, score. You never know, you might play Gouffran here out wide, and he could play Lazar here. I don't think he will, I think he will opt for Perez and Gouffran. But as I mentioned then, Rotherham have serious problems at the back. They are going to be sitting very, very deep. So that would mean the man of the match last time out, John Joe Shelvey, there's no shadow of a doubt he will be getting the ball and demanding it off the back line. So these guys will just be giving it to Shelvey. That's where Shelvey likes to pick it up from, this kind of area. And I think his long balls are going to be key in this game, because we've got to get to A to B fairly quickly, and Rotherham are going to have so many people sitting behind. Then if Shelvey can then start spraying his passes like he does, I think we're on to a winner. And also, you've got to remember, I've got someone completely different up top. Gale does this, he spins off and he likes the ball fed in that kind of area, whereas Murphy doesn't do that. You know, Murphy likes the ball at his feet, which I do think Gouffran if you're playing out on the left, and I think Gouffran has to get crosses in this time rather than cutting in. I also think on the other side, Perez as well not on the other side, sorry, Richie on the other side as well needs to get his crosses in. We know he likes to cut in on his left, but I do think Yedlin, because Yedlin is better at home than I think and what Nita is, because Yedlin will literally bomb on down the overlap, and that can also be another problem, another weapon that we could use against Rotherham. Dummett, we know that Dummett won't get forward as much because he's kind of like a left-sided centre-back really. But if he does go for crosses, like I said, he could put Lazar there, get Lazar. Lazar will whip more crosses in than what Gouffran will. So maybe that is an option, playing Lazar there. I'm interested to see how Rafa sets this up on the weekend. But this guy, if you get him crosses in the box, free kicks, anywhere free kicks like this, the kind of area Shelby will be on. Shelby will be taking the ball, get them onto Murphy, he's acting. And also not just that, Murphy can act as defensively as well, coming back from corners and set pieces. You want Murphy there, don't you? So it's an option, you know. Will any of the kids have a place on the bench on the weekend? Possibly. I think if there was to be, I think it'll probably be Barles and maybe El Marni. I don't think Finley will be on the bench because you've got Hanley as well, potentially, but it's an interesting one. Let me know what you think of your thoughts down there below, and thank you very much for watching Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you for the review.